welcome to Hedgehog Hollow. Today we are with ImpressArt. This is part of a mini series we're going to be doing on how to do your own metalwork. This is a perfect project for Mother's Day or supplies to buy mum for Mother's Day. Of course, we'll have all of those links in the description for you below, but let's get started and make some jewellery.
Strikes by my window, hits my chest right in the morning, like a warning. Could have slept here for days. I felt your heartbeat, felt your mouth breathe, but it's not real. We were close to see the sun, but clouds got in our way, and so
So this is just a selection of the wonderful things that ImpressArt sent me. I met them at Creative Asian. I love the idea of what you can do with this, making your own bracelets. And you may have seen that I've been wearing a few of these now for a couple of years. I got this one for my birthday and this one for Mother's Day last year. I absolutely love them. So the idea of being able to make my own ones was really appealing to me. And the lovely people at ImpressArt sent me a selection of things. We're going to be looking at making rings. This one is a bracelet bank that we're going to be making today. I've also got some different bracelets and things as well. So we'll be doing a little bit of a series on this one I've done for Mother's Day, and then we'll be looking at one for Father's Day and a couple of other projects as well. So I really loved that when ImpressArt sent me these things, they did a FaceTime training session to teach us exactly what to do, what not to do, and how to use all the different things that they sent us, which I thought was really brilliant. There's not many brands out there who do that. I loved the fact that they did. So they sent us two of the fonts. We have the Charlotte 3mm font in the upper and lowercase, and you can make them into cursive or separate. Today we're just going to print with the uppercase, and then in future I'll also be showing you how to do that cursive with the lowercase there. You can also get some extra little fun things in addition to alphabets. This is actually a 5mm hedgehog that we are going to be using today. And this is a 3mm flower, which works exactly the same way as the Charlotte font. So we'll be using that maybe in a future one, but I'm going to show you how to do something a little bit different. This is your metal block that you're going to hammer onto, and this is a bracelet blank. So they sent me a package of a few to practice with, and I was wearing some in some other videos. I know some of you noticed them, but Tilly has got it on today, so I wasn't allowed to show you that one, but you saw it there in the introduction. So these are the 152mm 14 gauge and then 6mm wide. So we're going to take our blank block like this, and I'm going to put it across here diagonally, and I just like to use a little bit of post-it tape just to hold it in place so it doesn't move on me. That's kind of more my preference. You don't need to do that. It depends how you feel as you're working. Now the next thing I'm going to do is find the rough center. So it's about a 15cm piece. So our 7.5 centimeters is right in here. And what they did was they sent me the stamp guides here. And there's lots of different ones in here. There's round ones which we'll be working with. There's different size of rounds. There's the flat for the rings. There's the flat for bracelets. And here, if you want to do repeating patterns, there's even some tips on the back there for you as well. So I've already taken one of these out. And in here, there is actually a little blue line. So if you have a look, just maybe a couple of millimeters down, there's this little blue line there. And that's what you want to line up with the edge of your bracelet. And of course, this longer orange line in the middle is where we're going to line up our center. So I'm going to find my center, which is round about here. Slide my ruler out the way. And then I've lined up my blue line across here, so say a couple of millimeters or about 1/16 of an inch in, and I've lined that up with the edge of my blank. So the next thing we want to do is we're going to utilise the spaces between the orange and the black for this 3mm font. So I'm going to write out Matilda. So I'm going to write it out first of all on a scrap of paper, just because I find this an easier way to go. And then you want to find your central letters or letter. So in this case, I is my centre. So I'm going to write my I in here. L, D, A, T, A, N. So that's how my Matilda is going to go on here. And then we're going to put a hedgehog at either end so that I can show you exactly how that part works. So as I say, we're going to be using the Uppercase Charlotte font. As always, your links will all be in the description below. You might be able to see that in here, it's even got the letters on here so you can find them easily. So you want M, A, T, I, L, D, and then we're going to reuse the A. I like to line them up on my workspace in the right order. So M, A, T, I, L, D, and then of course we'll have our A at the end there. So on these here, so you have a blank top, which is what we're going to hammer on, and then the other end has your letter on, and on one of the sides you'll see there's an ImpressArt and the M. You want that to always be facing towards you. Now when you start doing your blank, so I have my hammer here, you're going to hit it with this brass end. We're going to line it up with where that M is. Very lightly, just kind of drag it along your piece. So what I'm doing is just lightly dragging along the blank. I'm just showing you here on the larger one. Low pressure, you can't really even hear me doing that. Centre it up where you've written your M, and what you'll find is when it reaches that sticker, you'll find some resistance, and that's the way we're going to keep our letters straight, and that's why we use that light pressure. So once you've felt that resistance, you're going to hold it there, and you're just going to give it one tap. Doesn't need to be particularly hard. Try not to do it multiple times. I did when I started, I found that my taps weren't quite hard enough. But as I practice, I've kind of found the right piece. You don't want to take this away. If you feel your taps are light, give it a second tap. But they did recommend to me that you should just be doing that one tap. So now I'm going to go with my A, exactly the same thing. Low pressure until you feel the resistance from your sticker, and then another tap. So now we have our A. And so I'm going to work my way through my Matilda. And I've got that piece with the ImpressArt and the T towards me. So you want to have those towards you all the way along. I. L. And I'll be showing you in future videos how you work out to get your cursive script to come together. D, and we'll go back to another A. And now I'm going to show you about adding those extra pieces on. So I have my Matilda all the way along here. Now I'm going to take, this is actually the Hedgehog, and for obvious reasons why they sent me this one. This is the 5mm. So I'm going to leave a little bit of edge to where I've written my Matilda. And I'm going to take one tap first of all, and then I'm going to tilt it towards me in a clockwise motion. Go all the way around, and that means that I've got all the detail there in that hedgehog. So I'm going to do the same at the other end here. And again, I'm still using the resistance of the sticker so that I have it in a similar position. So one tap, and then work in that clockwise motion. So when you lift it up, you can then take your pieces off. You can absolutely reuse these. I use them on a couple of projects. I don't always tend to write on everything either. And then the next thing we're going to want to do is add on our enamel. So I'm just going to clear this up. So now we're ready to add our enamel on. This is the enamel marker. You can also get a fluid as well. You've got a spare nib in here, and when it comes, of course, that nib is white, the one that's already in there. And so you're going to prime it as normal just by kind of going up and down on a scrap piece of paper. Now I've already pre-primed mine because I did some practices before I filmed the video. And so all I'm going to do is I'm going to cover my entire design in the enamel. Like so. And actually I also re-enameled this one that I've had for over a year. So the moon and back has started to wear off from bathing and showering, and I'm sure lots of cleaning in the craft room. So I just popped the enamel pen over it, left it for the couple of minutes that they recommend, and then wiped it off as we're going to do, and it re-enameled my existing one. So if you have some of these and you find the enamel's missing, do grab one of these enamel markers because it works perfectly to add that black accent back in. We're going to leave this for about 2 minutes and then we're going to polish it off. So after a couple of minutes, you're going to want to just take a soft cloth. You can use a jewelry cloth or a piece of paper towel, it works just fine. And you're going to just give it a little polish. Don't add any cleaning solutions or anything like that to it. And we're just going to polish off that enamel. And what it will do is leave behind the enamel on the areas that we added the letters to. So we have the M-A-T-I-L-D-A on there. We have a little bit of enamel on the edges. And you can see that the hedgehogs and things have all been enameled as well. And so we're now going to take the Bracelet Bending Bar. So this is the bar to make the bangles. And we have different things for when we do the rings and things. And as I say, we'll have a little mini series of videos and we'll create a playlist which will be down the right hand side of your page so you can access them all as they become available. So what you're going to want to do is pop the edge of your bracelet into this groove all the way down. You'll feel it stop. There's a little like U-bend in here. And then you're going to take the palm of your hand up here and you're going to bend it around like that. So you can see I've bent it round like so. Really easy. I mean, I don't have a strong grip at all and I don't have any issues with this. Again, we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So I've popped it in there. I'm holding it with my thumb and then I'm bending it round with the palm of my hand. If you use the palm of your hand, you'll find that really is the easiest way. And then you've got a nice even bend. When you pop it on, I tend to pop it on like this, and then I kind of crimp it with my fingers so that it fits perfectly. So on there you can see how it just wraps around. It's soft enough that you can kind of mold it around your wrist or your mum's wrist, but it's firm enough that it's not going to fall off, it's not going to open up easily. As I say, I've been wearing these non-stop for over a year, never had any issues whatsoever. So that's today's project. I hope you've enjoyed following along. As I say, all the links are in the description below for you, for everything I've used here, and we will be having more videos as well. So don't forget to hit that subscribe button and click the bell next to the subscribe button as well so you get notification when the new videos come out. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed today's video, or maybe Mum did and you bought her a set to make her own jewellery, or maybe you made some jewellery for her. Thanks so much for joining me here today at Hedgehog Hollow. I'll see you again very soon. Happy stamping. Bye.